In this video, I'm going to take a very basic and beginner look at how to create Joomla template overrides. Basic and beginner, because that's where I am on stuff like that. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. And thanks for tuning in to watch me work live stream number 52 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. And as I said, we're going to take a look at template overrides today. So this is going to be a very basic look, as I said, and what I'm going to do on this live stream at the beginning anyway is go through this very basic introduction. Then we're going to see some sample or some free overrides that you can use on your site from Daniel Dubois, and we'll get talking more about him in a little bit. And so if you have questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the chat section, and also or below if you're watching the recording. But also, I probably won't pay too much attention to those comments until after, because there's probably going to be some things you want to correct or suggest or say. And in order to keep this just as a flow, especially for people that don't know how to do these overrides and just starting out, that will just make it better for them. So we'll have plenty of time to chat today, and we can always backtrack on things that I might get wrong. So if you are just learning about Joomla template overrides, not only pay attention to the first part, but stick around for the whole video, at least while we're chatting about that stuff, and that will be helpful to you. All right, let's head on over to, wrong button there. Okay, basicjoomla.com/giveaways. Head on over there, enter, subscribe to the newsletter. You'll be entered each month automatically for the giveaway as long as your subscription is activated. So watch for that link that comes in the mail. I have a site here, and this is overrides.basicjoomla.com. It's what I've just installed for today's stream. And let me just also say that Mary Nevius put me up to this today, but that's okay. Sometimes you need a kick in the pants. Yeah, she suggested I try this today with Daniel's override, so we will see. Now, I want to just first of all go over what a template override is. And to do that, I'm going to just bring up this blank Notepad++ page and just show you very basically. Now, Joomla has templates, and the templates control how everything looks in your site. You know, so it gives a heading 1 tag, or a color, or something like that. Now, and then inside of those templates, there are sections that lay out information in a certain way. So let's say that you had an article, and that article had a title. So let's see, we'll put a title here, my favorite car. All right, so that would be the title of the article. Now the next thing is there's a date that you wrote this article, so you put the date here, and so today is October 16th 2019. All right, now the next thing that you would do is you would have the whole article, the content of what you've written. I would like to tell you about my favorite car. And of course, your article would have more than one line, most likely. And we could do this here. We'll just make a few lines here. All right, so let's say this is your article. Now, you have laid out your article, or what you want to write, in a certain way. And by doing that, you sort of have a pattern that you're going to use. Now, if you were to write another article, my least favorite car, you would change the title. If you wrote on a different date, you would put a different date, and of course the text would be different. And so basically what happens in Joomla, and of course those articles are your content, Joomla is a content management system. And so if you want some way that you can add content and have it appear different places according to the format that you want, and that's how the template system works. So what we end up doing here is, what happens is in the templates, instead of us typing in the title, it actually, there is in the coding, let's say a tag, or there's some script that represents the title. So let's just say that it's, we'll use a square bracket title. And then, of course, there is something that represents the date. And just for argument's sake, there is something that represents the body of the article, all right? Or we could even call that article text. Now we have a template, a layout that every article is going to follow. And what happens is that each time you call for a certain article, it looks to the database and says, what's the title for article number 3? Oh, here's the title. Put the title here. Where's the date? Here's the date. Where's the article text? Here's the article text. And it will fill in that. And so what happens is as we all are happy happens in Joomla, you have all of your data, your content in a database, and your articles, and then it just gets fed over into this template here. So, and appears in a certain way. Now, what a template override is, so remember we have the big template for the whole Joomla site, and then we have this little part of the template and how it displays this information. What a template override does is gives you the option to create an instance where you can change the layout of the information optionally and assign that to something. So let's say that you want it to have the date of your article appear after the article text. In the template override, you would simply move the code that represents date, that gets the date, and put it underneath. All right, so that is how template overrides work. And they are really great if there's some little things that you want to change in your template or you want to do some fancy things. So I'm going to move this back over to my other screen here because my notes, excuse me, are another tab there. And we will get looking at things right now. All right, to create an override, you need to go into the template files in Joomla. I will not answer that phone right now. And to do that, we're going to go to extensions. Now, you're probably used to going to template to see the list of templates that you have in your site and to assign them. But in this case, we are going to go to extensions, templates, and then over to templates again. And what this allows us to do is then see, yes, the templates that are installed, but then we can go and see the details and files for each of them. Now you want to create an override inside of the template that you're going to be using in that part of the page. You can have overrides in multiple templates, but of course, if you assign Protostar to a certain section of your site, then you want to have the overrides in there. So, and we're going to work with Protostar today. All right, Protostar details and files. We click on there. Hello, Brian. We click on here and we see that we have editor, create overrides, and template description. Now, in editor, this is where we can go and edit the existing template portions as they're displayed, as they're created. So these are the basic ones, or if you've made overrides, you'll find them in here. In here, this is where you create overrides. Now, to create before I create an override, let me just show you this. We're going to go into the HTML folder, and you'll see we have com media, layouts, modules, and pagination. That's just comes with Joomla. And we can click in these folders, and we'll see an image list under com media, and under layouts, Joomla form system. There's really not much here. I want to show you that because when we close all of these here, we're going to create a template override for how articles are laid out. Now, to do that, we look and find the area for what where that creates articles. Now, in this case, components, com content, and then article. Now, before I click that, you'll see over here you can create overrides for modules, or for plugins, or for com privacy or com tags. All the different pages or formats or layouts that come up when you use those components. That's where we are looking for where to make the override. So as I said, we're going to make an override in the article. And we're going to make an article override. As soon as I click this, we get a message at the top that says override created in templates, protostar. Hello, Daniel. Thanks for coming on today. Everyone, we'll be talking with Daniel in a little bit when we get to his overrides. Override created in templates, protostar, HTML, com content, article. So now the editor's already here. So templates, protostar, HTML, com content. Well, we know we're in protostar, so we just need to go to HTML, com content. Now, when I click on HTML, now com content appears. Remember, it wasn't there before. And when we go into there, we see article. Great. And in article, we have default and default links.php. Now, don't make the mistake of thinking, oh, wait, I'm making an override and there's the default. That's just the name it gives if there isn't already one named default in there. The next thing that we want to do in order to keep these straight is this. We'll click on that first one, default.php. It opens up. I'm just going to rename it. And let's call it override 1. Now, of course, don't leave any spaces in that file name. Override -1. If you are coders, you probably like override _1. Just don't leave spaces in there. Now, I'm going to rename that. In fact, I'm going to select that name because you'll see there's also default links here. Bobla's Learning Curve, welcome. Default links is here. Now that has to be named the same as this, as you've renamed the top part. I don't fully understand the connection to default links and why there's two created, but we'll talk about that later. Someone on here I'm sure knows. But if you don't name this the same, only with the links at the top there, it will not show up properly. Actually, it'll look like you have an extra template that you can assign articles, and you don't want that. So I'm just going to click on this, and I'm going to rename. I'm not even sure that I'm doing this part right, but I'm going to go override _1_ put links in there, and we'll just keep that for now. All right, so now we have these two things named. Now let's take a look at this override one, not the one with the links. We'll go into here. Now remember earlier when I was showing you when we typed an article, you'd have a title, a date, and a body, and we said you would in this part of a template you would have code that would get that information from a database. Here is all the information on this override right here. So at this point you start to run, we're all going to run up to a point of, depending on our knowledge of being able to read code, maybe not even necessarily coding or what you know. And so again, this is why this is just a basic thing. But when you get looking at this, you can kind of figure out what's going on by some of these names. And so for instance, what I am looking for here is, I'll look down this code here. And let's see. Let me just, I'm just going to, I have a standing desk here. I need to make it higher so I'm not bent over squinting here. All right, so I want to look for, here we go. Article body. Div item prop equals article body, and then echo text, echo this item text. So this is probably, I know that it is from practicing, this is probably where the text is. Now let me just show you. This is actually, I don't want to call this an HTML page because it's a PHP page, but this is CSS wrapped around PHP, and this is how it controls the look. Watch what I can do here. If I just type some CSS in there, so let's put in a heading 1 tag, and let's say, look, I typed this in the override. And then I'm going to close that tag, heading 1. Now I'm going to save this. Now up here, this is the Joomla site that I made. Oh, you know what? When I made this page, I didn't put in any information. Well, no. All right, everybody, just cut the video because in my demo site, I didn't have any articles installed, and so I've recreated it, and we're back at the same point. Here we are, override _1.php. Don't use underscore and overrides names. Ah, okay. Although, all right, good thing to know. So let's, don't use an underscore and overrides names. Okay, okay. Okay. So I'm going to rename this file or-1-links just for now. All right. Here we go. So that means I think if we refresh this article here too, choose a layout, there we go. Oh, now notice, see here, Daniel, if I don't have underscore links, it shows up as a separate layout. So that's why I had underscore links. So I think the underscore links is important, but we'll go with OR-1. Now watch what happens. This is, we'll save. We'll get back to the point where we're trying to get to. When I click on welcome your blog, look at that. There is the H1 text that I typed. And so basically all of that just, man, that was the part that I thought was going to be easy. All of that is just to show that you can add things, HTML, you can add things right here in the template, in this template override. And now you can have this assigned to different things. So for instance, I believe that we can, first of all, let me just change this to underscore links here because I'll show you what I mean here. OR-1 underscore links. And we'll rename that. Because watch what happens here. If I refresh here, now in the drop down, I only have this OR1 override. And I did try doing the showing the other one, and all it does is just put in the links succession there. All right, so if we close this, so we've now changed the layout to this override for all articles. I think that I can go into welcome to your, go to working on your site, and we can go to options, and yes, now see under layout, I can assign the default template setting or layout there and save it. Now watch this. Which article did I just do? Working on your site. So this is, we have this H1 here on welcome to your blog. We have, if I click on about your homepage, there's the H1. But when we get down here to welcome to your site, there's no link to it. So I'm just going to, working on your site. Good reading, Tim. Working on your site does not show up there. I'll just change another one. Let's go and assign. I think you get the idea of what's going to happen here. Let's go to working on your blog. Oh, working on your site is uncategorized. That's why. So we'll go to options, layout, default, save and close. Welcome to your blog. When we go welcome to your blog, there's no heading 1 text that I added. That was my point there. Whereas if we go to about, it is there. Now let me just show you something a little more practical. That's and I practiced this with tags. I'm pretty sure I can do this now that we've figured out the override thing. Let's go to the main menu here, go to components and tags. And I'm going to create a tag which we will call tag number 1. And I'll create tag number 2. Tag 2, and we'll do one more, just tag 3. All right, and so we'll save and close that. Now I'm going to assign those tags to all the articles. And set language, set access, no. Content, I go to content articles, go to batch. I'm going to select all those. I'm going to go to batch, and here's what I want to do. I want to add tag 1 to all of them. And I'm going to go batch, and I'm going to add tag 2 to all of them. And I'm going to go batch, and I'll add tag 3 to all of them. Now when we view these articles, let's go to this about one and go refresh. See, we have tag 1, tag 2, tag 3 up here at the top. Let's suppose that you want tag 1, tag 2, and tag 3, or the tags to appear after an article. This is when you would create a template override for it. Now, so we will go to templates here, and we'll go to create override. And here's where you have to get fancy, because do you want? We already have one override made, and it has tags at the top. So if you want to put tags at the bottom for all, you could just edit this existing one. If you want to put tags at the bottom for some, you're going to end up combinations with like so this would be override 1 tags bottom, or override 1 no tags. So I'm just for now, make one that just plainly moves it up and down, and ignores this other override that we made. We'll go to create overrides, and this is the outline of an article. So we're going to go content and article. All right. Now, here again we have to name default. So we will call this one tags bottom. Tabs, tags, bottom. And I'm going to copy that, and we'll rename it. Now, this default underscore links, as we know already, we're going to rename tags bottom underscore links, and rename. So now we go back into this tags bottom, not the underscore links one. And now we're going to look for the term tags. And I'm going to just go F3 to be quick, and go click tag. It appears 3 times. Oh, it's not searching in there. Okay, so we need to go down here and read our code. And we're looking for something that says tags. There we go. Item tag layout. And then render tag layout. Render this. So this little section here is where it's generating the tags. Now, if you don't know coding, and I only have one coding class when I was in grade 9, but everything's got an opening and closing, and so you get reading here. You got PHP if, and then you see this chevron, or what, I forget what we call it. Anyways, it's the greater than. Anyways, this little triangle thingy there, or whatever. Someone will type in chat what it's called. That's a full line, because here's the closing one at the end. But we want to go and select everything that's dealing with tags here. All right. Now I'm going to cut this code, and I'm going to go back down and look for article body. Remember where we had heading 1 we put in? Here it is. And so now I'm going to put that code at the bottom. And I'm going to save that. Now watch what, and now we have to assign tags bottom to an article. And here we have the about article. So let's just do that. Let's go to about your home page. I think that's what that is. Just double check. No, that's not the, there we go. Here's about down here. Now we go to options, layout, and there's tags bottom. Oh, good. That makes me feel better. We save that, and now when we refresh that page, see we have tags at the top. Tags end up showing at the bottom. And now, of course, the task to go from there is to format the things that you want and change that you want. But remember, if you wanted, you could just create a new page that was for no tags. And to do that, of course, you would do an override. You would go into that file and you would find where the tags code is that we just put in there. And you would just simply, here it is here. You would just simply do that, delete it. And then you would expect when you refresh the page, you're not going to have any tags showing at all. So then, like happens always in Joomla, and we'll move on to the next section in a bit. Like what always happens in Joomla, then of course your mind explodes about the possibilities, because you can have a layout where tags are below and you've moved and you have that H1 text that I put in there, which is a ridiculous example. But then you have other pages where you don't want that H1 text example that I put in. And so you have to create another template. So no H1 tags bottom or H1 with tags. It sort of just explodes into this beautiful matrix of possibilities just in the combinations. And of course, why you want to do, we're just talking about content, talking about article layout overrides. If you have articles to do with a blog and you don't want all that, you don't want tags showing up, but you still want your article items tagged for another section where you're using tags as a link, then you create the override for that. And this just gives you some very fine tuning tools in order to in order to start to tweak things about templates that you like, but you wish were a little bit different. Or you might like to do something that's absolutely totally different, which brings us to this next section. And so I'm going to change screens here and let's make sure I've got everything down here. Yes. All right. So let's close this about page. Just close a few pages so I don't get too lost in things here. All right. So now let's say you want to make some changes. There's some layouts that you like that you found online, and you don't want to do all the coding yourself. You don't know how to do that, or you don't have time, or like me, it's perhaps both. So there are some great examples of layouts out there, and what I'm going to do is show you some from Daniel Dubois, who is Daniel here in chat, right? WebONet. And I was just going to say, if you want to know more about Daniel, by the way, he's the vice president of Joomla, so that's exciting. If you want to know more, I'm going to post this link here. All these links are in the description below, video description for you to get later. But Chayton and I interviewed Daniel on Joomcast, so you can hear a lot and learn a lot about him. Now, Daniel's page, I just want to make sure I'm showing the right thing here. Yes, Daniel's page is, and I will get the link right here, web-o.net, web-o.net. Now, when you get there, you will notice that the front page is in French because Daniel is in France, in Brittany. And so here's now the page you want to go to that we're going to look at is in English, but let me just show you how to find this later on. If you go to translategoogle.com, all right, translate.google.com, all right. Now we're going to notice I'm looking past my webcam over here to my other screen. Now we can paste the link in here, and in here, English detected, and this is actually going to be French over here. Now we're going to open up his page, and we're going to see we can read it in English. So now, to get to there, we want to go to web development. Now this is a little bit tricky here, so you have to really scoot down here with your mouse. Click on Joomla Overrides, and then you get taken to this page, which actually I think is already in English. Although I think no, this page is in French if I remember right. But then when you get into individual examples, it turns out that those pages are in English. Anyways, I just want to show you how to navigate that for when you get back. I do have the links to the different layouts that we're going to look at here. So for instance, he has a really nice layout here to show client testimonials. And you can check out all of them here. And you'll see an example and you'll see the markup code and you can use that. But I have something else picked for us to check out. First of all, it's articles popular. All right, so we're going to click on that. And now we are viewing this here. I think this is in English because I have the link here. So let's just get rid of the Google Translate stuff. I'll try this right here. That example's in French, but the code's all the same here in English. So when you go and view a layout that he has made, what you want to do is get his code and put it in a layout that you, an override that you've created. So let's just do this. We're going to go back here into our site and click Create Override. Now this is a module override for articles popular. So we'll look down modules, and just to show you, this is what we're looking for here. We're going to override this most read posts. Now it's interesting because now in Joomla, most popular article is articles popular. It used to be most read, I believe, but now it's articles popular. Doesn't matter, but that's the kind of override we want to do to take advantage and use his override, articles popular. All right. And the reason that I show you this is what's confusing is we go extensions and modules. Notice here it says most read posts, and the module type is articles most read, but that has changed somewhere since, who knows, I don't know. Anyways, the point is modules, articles popular, we create the override, and now we see up here templates, protostar, HTML, mod articles popular has been created. All right, so HTML, mod articles popular, and we have just one file created, default.php. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to rename it as Daniel Popular. All right, and I spelled his name wrong. All right, and we'll go rename. Now, there it is, and there's the basic one for on the site that we see most read posts for. All we have to do is this now to use Daniel's override. Go to the page, scroll down, left click, and then drag, select all that code, copy it, go back to your override, select all that's there in the base stuff for the override, and just paste. There's all of Daniel's code in there. We can go save. Now we have to go to view the modules in the site, and we'll go to most read posts, and we're going to go to advanced and see layout. We will select Daniel Popular. We will save that. We go to the home page. Now we expect that this is going to take on the layout of Daniel's example. And when we go refresh, it does. Now, you'll notice, all right, so it doesn't quite work, but that's okay because you've kind of got the layout there. And let's see, Daniel's has pictures, and we don't have any pictures set up for these articles and for width. So what you're going to have to do in this case, and I have another example to show you coming up that shows something where you have to add CSS as well. What you're going to have to do in this case is do a little looking into why this code is so wide in this particular template. So I hit F12 for element inspector in Chrome. I click this, select an element in the page to look at. I mouse over, and I basically want to get this square here. And you know, you've seen this in other tutorials that I've done. So, but I'm looking at div class container here on the side here. Over here it shows the CSS. See the container max width. You're going to have to customize some CSS or do something. That's not the purpose of what we're doing today here. But, you know, I can make this 60 pixels wide. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. What did I do here? Not container. Media. I don't know. Anyways, you have to figure out the CSS why that's not working. But you do have great code to start out with, and as you in your site, as you have images set up and different things, you're going to work with that. All right. So I'm not going to spend too much time right now on fixing that, but it does show how you can add a layout from someone else. Now, the next layout I want to show you is this one here. Let me grab the link. It's Tags-Popular. All right. Oh, sorry, and I should have posted that inside the text there. Okay, Daniel's showing some stuff why that didn't work, because some CSS classes are from Bootstrap 4, and his template uses that framework. So that's why it's not working. So it's not any problem with the override or Joomla, just different versions. But of course, this is just on Protostar. So you're going to run into things like that with different templates that you're using. And then if you're using these, you're going to contact Daniel and say, hey, what's up? And he's going to say, oh, you have to use Bootstrap 10 or whatever. Although there's only Bootstrap 4 out. Now, so here we go. Tags-Popular for you to follow along. There's the link. So let's make a mod Tags-Popular override. And this will be the last one. Then I'll catch up on chat, and then we'll talk, and then we'll do some other things or answer some questions. Okay, so create an override. Mod Tags-Popular. So modules, Tags-Popular. There it is. And templates, Protostar, HTML, mod Tags-Popular. Great. HTML, mod Tags-Popular. Now we have cloud and default. I would leave... I haven't looked too much into cloud, why there's a cloud one there, but we're just going to rename default. And we will rename this file Daniel tags favorite. Okay. Now, like we did the last time, we're going to grab his markup. Come on, scroll down. There we go. Now notice, oh, look, there's CSS. Okay, we'll come back to that. We'll grab that markup. Go into templates. Here's Daniel Tags Fave. Select all of this stuff here. Delete it. Paste Daniel's text in there. Now, we will go save. We're going to go to modules. Close this. We'll go to popular tags. We'll go to advanced, and the layout, we're going to assign Daniel Tags Fave. Now, we haven't done anything with the CSS that he provides. So when we go back here and close this, now we're looking for something to happen up here in popular tags. We go refresh. It just changed the bullets. You think, well, that's kind of boring. But remember, he's supplied some CSS. And this is CSS that will be applied to the layout here. And HTML, so for instance, these a class equals tag name. Down here, we've got, that's not one that does it. A class equals tag default. You'll find, yeah, tag default hover, tag default. So what we need to do is take this CSS, this custom CSS, and add it to the template. Now to do that in Protostar, we are going to do this. We're going to close out of this template customizing for Protostar. Now we're in the file manager for the Protostar files in editor. We're going to click new file, and then we're going to click on CSS, because that's the folder we want highlighted, and we're going to make a file called user.css and create that. In Protostar, this is how you add custom CSS. Different template systems have different things. The Rocket theme has a file like this that you have to, or like Gantry has a file like this that you have to add changes to. Asteroid has an area right in it where you can paste it in. It's very handy in that way. But now that we have this place for custom CSS, we can go back to Daniel's page here. We can copy this CSS. We will put that in the page. Whoops, click in the box. There we go. We will save that. And now when we refresh, remember we're watching popular tags here. Now we get those nice faded, those nice boxes that Daniel has in this live demo. Now, cool thing is that if you look down here, he has other designs and different markups for those. So if you want something with buttons like this, use this markup and this CSS. If you want something like tag rounded inverse, you have all these options. Now, let's suppose, again, and we're just about to wrap up on this and then I'll get to catching up on everything. Let's suppose that you like this layout, but it doesn't really fit the colors that you want to use. That's where you can customize the CSS. If we go F12, and then element inspector, let's look at a tag, and you see that tags default, we see border, the background color here is set to blue, but that's not showing up. That's interesting. You just have to find the right place. So I was there. Tags, not cloud. All right. Where's our color again? Oh, here we go. Okay. Tags, dot tags and dot tag result. Can you guys see this just above? Let's see. Let me just check where my mouse is. Yes. In fact, we'll move this up even more. So here's the background color. Let's say that we want it to be a green. So we select that. And now we end up with this cool color picker. And let's say we want to match it to the green in this color here. So we click, and then we see it on preview here. And we go, oh, that's a little bit too much. I'm going to give this a bit of a fade. Yes, that's what I want. Maybe you don't want a fade. Maybe you want it full, and you want to go with a color that's more like this. Once you have this code here, of course, then you will copy that. Actually, we'll copy this background line. Copy that. We'll go back to the CSS. Here's the background for tags default. We'll replace that line right there. And we'll go save. Now, when we go and refresh the page, that change will stay. Oh. Control-Shift-R. There we go. I had to clear the cache of my browser. And now you've customized it. And now, again, you're really cooking with gas because you're not only doing template overrides, but now you're making those template overrides. You're making those things your own. Even though you're using parts from other people, that's what Joomla's about. We're all together in this. And you can do that to all sorts of things. And then suddenly you end up a site that doesn't look like anybody else's. I mean, I have a site here that doesn't look like anybody else's. But anyways, you work on it and yours will be nice. All right, so that is pretty much what I wanted to cover. We're going to keep talking about this for a long time, but for those of you that came to suffer through how to make overrides and also how to use overrides that you would find from other people, that's a really great starter, and really that's where I am at on overrides. Thank you, Mary, for emailing me yesterday, pointing these out. I knew about them, but suggesting that I do that for the topic today. And I have an override that I want to do, and I will try it another time, but I want to override the tags layout page. I've been wanting to do that for a long time on one of my sites, and I'll probably do that as a future Watch Me Work Wednesday. So anyway, so Daniel, thanks for offering this up. Now, for those of you that aren't watching anymore, going to not watch, thanks for your support of this channel. Please subscribe and ring the bell if you get notifications. And if this is this has been helpful, give it a like. If I've earned a subscription, like I said, please subscribe. But I'm going to fire up Zoom for people to call in, especially, I don't know if Daniel's going to be able to or not. We didn't really practice with, Daniel has Zoom because we interviewed him. So let me just take a second here to fire up Zoom. Right. And I will post the link if anybody wants to come on here. Okay. And so here's the deal. If you would like to come on Zoom, come on. Oh, it's even I accidentally created it with a password, but click on there. Let's talk, especially Daniel, if you want to come on. And I'm going to go down through chat now and see what I missed for comments and things. Thank you, everybody, for your patience with that earlier problem. I'll sort that out. All right, so chat. Bring this down here. All right, so I said here we go. Brian said hi, yes, and Daniel. Bobla's learning curve, tuts and education. Vinny deleted a message, but I did see you say something. So great, understandable tutorials and videos. So I think maybe that might have been a mistake that your message got removed. But thank you for that. Thank you for that comment. I appreciate that, and I really hope to make the tutorials understandable. Ira pointed out that in the overrides that's not CSS, that's HTML. This is that's CSS there, but in HTML content article, this is yes, this is HTML. These div classes, HTML, and there's PHP coding in there. Vinny said you thought we weren't supposed to correct until after. That might take too long a time. Let's see. Hugh picked out that I opened the override with H1 and closed it with H2. So Daniel, don't use underscore and override names. Do you know? Let's just see here. Daniel, do you know what the underscore links is that gets created whenever you make an override, or anybody? What role that serves? Because let me just show you what happens if I don't name it underscore links. Watch this. Let's create an override content article. Content. There's somebody. Oh, I did it in the wrong area. Create overrides content article. Let me just get things going here. I'm going to stop that and see who that is. Daniel is there. Daniel, your microphone is muted. I will unmute it. Now, I don't know if I cannot. Oh, I hear you there. You say something again?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey.
Hey, Tim. Great to see you.
Good to hear your voice again.
Thank you.
We're not going to see Daniel's face, though, right?
No, you won't see my face. I don't have a webcam. Sorry.
Okay. Now, let me just can everyone hear Daniel okay? I think last time, desktop audio's turned up. So, Daniel, do you know what those underscore links.
because the underscore is not read if it's not
Ah,
the proper term, but the underscore is not read in the name of the override. So, but be sure, Tim, it's not a problem at all because I've done the same issue that you, the same error. So it's no problem. We all do the same. We start with underscore and say, "Oh no, it's not going on." So
yeah.
no
Because
dash and
what
no
here on
underscore.
the screen, let me show you here. Here on the screen, so I've created another override, and it created default.php and default underscore links. Now watch, if I rename the default.php, and I'll just name it AAA default, and rename that, but I don't rename come on. Okay, there we go. But if I don't rename default underscore links, watch this. When I go to an article and I go to options, I get offered. Oh, you know what? The other night I was getting offered the default underscore dot php there. I must have. Okay, never mind. Once again, pay no attention to me.
No problem. No problem.
All right, so I get that. So we just leave that there then.
Okay.
Like for instance, so we just leave default underscore links. We don't need to rename it at all.
If you don't use the underscore, or otherwise you can use what you want in the name of the override. There's no limitation here,
Okay.
and you can create 5, 10, 50, 100 overrides if you want, but
Yeah.
no underscore. It's just there is one limitation: is the underscore.
So what I was wondering is, when you create a new override
Yes.
and it names default, and then it creates one that's default links, we don't need to rename this. The def-
Usually, when I create overrides, there is the default PHP file, and I create other. There is always for me a default,
okay.
but after you create,
Yeah.
I don't touch this one, and I create after more and more and more
Okay.
as I need for me or for the clients.
So you leave it default, and then you
Yeah,
also yeah.
yeah, that's it. I leave it.
When you have default.php and it creates a default underscore links, and you change the default.php, do you have to rename the other one that was created with it?
No,
Okay.
don't need, don't need.
I just wonder what they do, because you end up with. I mean, I know what default underscore links does. It works in the.
This
Um,
one, the second one, the default underscore links won't appear.
yeah.
They won't be available.
And default underscore links is actually this here. Is this part in the template is actually what it changes. But anyways, all right. So yeah, so that was great. So the front of your the front of your pages. The other day last night I was preparing. I clicked on one of your pages and it said, "Oh, this page is already in English."
This part on override is I've created it in English.
Okay.
Maybe there is some typo because my English is not not perfect, but yes, all this part is in English.
Cool. No, no, your English is fine, and the sound is great too now.
Oh yeah. Tonight is good. Thank you. We are
Yeah,
lucky.
because I know when we interviewed you on Joomcast, it was a little bit scratchy.
Yeah.
All right, let me just see. Let's keep going. So don't use underscore in overrides. Yep. We shared the link to the Joomcast where we interviewed you. The display depend on the parameters of the module and the articles. Yeah. And your classes are Bootstrap 4, so that's why some of those things weren't
Yeah.
working on it. Yeah. So Valerie says she's checking out your website now, and Vinny says he's been using easy layouts because it's much quicker for him. And And he says, especially when clients keep changing their minds once they've decided, and then he can create a template override. Yeah, so we had easy layouts. Who did we have on? I had him do a live stream with me here, and we were looking at easy layouts. I think that the good thing is, and this is one of the things that's held me off from actually doing more things, is just understanding what's happening when you make a layout and how everything works together.
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
if you're not a coder, or if you don't have aren't quite sure how to navigate and use the tools that are there, then it's like, well, gee, it'd be nice to move that, but how on earth would I? And you get to a page like this and look at the code and think, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to back to that later. So it's good to know that you're actually changing code and you're not breaking anything.
It's good. Just one more information about this, because I'm right that Easy Layout, it's a great tool. Yeah, no problem, no issue with that. But when you open a client site, and you spend 5 or 10 minutes to understand how the thing goes, because there is another ride
Uh huh.
in somewhere, there is another ride, and you don't know how does it work. It's you need you need to understand how the overrides works, and how to manage them.
Yeah.
But of course, Easy Layout is still a great tool, no problem.
Yeah. No, and that's
Mm.
a good point, because if someone hires you and says, "Oh, I don't want tags anymore showing up on my pages, just get rid of those," then you can easily just go in and do that override. You don't have to bring in a whole system or that.
Mm.
Yes, Valerie reminded Tony Partridge from Easy
Yeah,
Layouts. Yes, on the Isle of Man.
yeah. That's it. And
Um,
I would like just a small remark about Tony. He helped me with my page, and I would like to thank him very much.
yeah, great.
Yeah.
Well, in
Thank.
fact, I saw. Let's go to your page. At the bottom,
Yeah.
you gave someone credit somewhere.
Yeah. Credit some friends who helped me and give me idea, and okay.
um, da, 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 da. I
At
read
the
it
bottom.
somewhere.
Yeah, it's the bottom of the page.
Bottom of the page.
Yeah.
Oh,
No. Go to the main page of the overrides.
okay. Oh, main page of overrides, which was this, and
Development, the second item.
oh, okay. Just development. Oh, yes, overrides. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Um,
So you had Viviane Menzel,
yeah, that's it.
Tonino Gerns, Valentine Garcia, Christian Barden, Tony Partridge, Boot Day, CSS Deck, Boot
What's
Snip,
it?
and CodePen.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I was thinking, and I don't know if it's possible, but when I was looking at this, looking at your overrides,
Yeah.
is it possible to make this a box where you can click and copy it all? A one a one click copy?
Yeah. Maybe I will think about to make easier for user to copy and paste.
Yeah.
So
I'm not complaining though, because they're awesome and they're free.
no.
So I just thought, hey, that might be easier, because sometimes
Yeah,
things.
we can always make things better. So why not just a copy with button? But I'm thinking about something much more easier for user. We're thinking with a developer how to if there is a possibility to create a plugin to which we can select from the module, any module, the override available.
Okay.
Oh, just open the module, and with this plugin, we could be maybe the possibilities to select any override you want, and you select it, and the you the, the site, the template upload this override, and you can go.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah, we were trying to think about this, and maybe we'll have this feature in the future. I hope so.
Cool. Yeah, in chat, Valerie says, yes, that would be great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Although I think she might be talking about the copying, but that sounds great as well.
Mhm.
So, Daniel, your vice president of Joomla, has all that power gone to your head yet?
No, I'm not here. I'm not here tonight because I'm OSM vice president. I'm just here because I've shared and I've created some
Oh, yeah.
overrides. But it's for me. It's starting like a game for me, and you create one override and you create another one, and
Yeah.
oh, yes, it's fun. I want another one, and oh my god, I'm 55. So okay, I share with my friends and make it free for everyone
Right.
because it's great to share. But um, maybe we will have soon another interview as vice president.
Yes. Well, listen,
I promised him. I promised you.
yeah, well, listen, I know I can speak for Chayton that if there's something you want to talk about and get out, you let us know, and we'll do an extra episode or whatever. We don't like right now. We just had one come out on Monday. In 2 weeks, the next one will be. Oh, who did we interview?
Hmm.
Oh, I forget. I know this Friday we're interviewing Annabelle Sanchez.
Oh, Anibal, yeah, my friend Anibal.
Yeah, so
My
that's the
boss. He's my boss. He's my boss.
okay. So Friday we interview him,
Okay,
but
good.
who was it that we? Oh boy, I've forgotten already. But it was we're a couple of weeks out. But yeah, anyways, you let us know if you want to say anything or come on and talk about anything or if you, even if you got news, just come on. We'll say hey, we'll do a news update or
Uh,
something.
okay, just a little scoop for you, okay? But just for you. No, we'll have
Now
a meeting.
you know that everyone's listening, right?
No, 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 just you.
No, okay, just
Yeah,
for
just
me and everybody else who's
no.
the other 9 people who are listening.
We,
Okay, go
we
for it.
are we have a meeting tomorrow night and with a OSM board, and I will present my project for Joomla for the next year. So
Oh, cool.
if it's validated by the board, I get back in touch with you, Tim, and we'll have an interview.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, we'll do
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, Vinny says shh. Hey, a quick question, everybody. Just does anybody understand the significance of my T-shirt that says 44 on it? It's a new T-shirt. It's some merch that I ordered from somewhere, and I wonder if anyone knows what it's from. But just there's just an Easter egg inside the stream here. All right, no,
44.
that would be great. Well, that's good. Your project for the year.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
44 is it's what? I don't know what is it?
44. It's a
Your age?
club, the
It's a club.
44 Club.
Okay, club.
Let's see if anyone says anything in chat if they have an idea. If not, I will definitely tell it. Uh, yes, Vinny thought it said 4 hour. Nope. I will just. There is a YouTube channel that I watch called How Ridiculous. Um, let's just bring that up on the screen. And 3 guys in Australia that do a bunch of things, trick shots with basketballs. They throw things off this crazy. Hold on. They throw things off this crazy leaning tower. All sorts of things. And they have this thing called the 44 Club, which is everybody who watches their videos right to the end. And they had a merch sale about a month ago. So I thought, oh, I need some different T-shirts for the stream. So I bought one, the 44 Club. So I'll post this in. They're really nice guys, but that's just an aside. They do some cool things. They do some goofy things. Just
Okay.
for those of you that have daughters, you would be very happy if any of these guys were their husband, but they're still boys at heart. So I think they're all married too, anyway. So don't get your hopes up if you have daughters. So Daniel, you doing anything new in your business? Any new projects?
My main project currently is for Joomla and OSM. No, not for my business. So I'm only focused on Joomla. This is the most important thing for me for the next days and next months and next years. So my business is good. We'll have probably a good 2019 years. It would be a good business year, but and next year, if we have Joomla 4, we'll have lots of migration to do, so we'll be very busy too.
Yes, when Joomla 4 comes out, I'm going to be very busy as well.
Will be.
There'll be some videos to make. Although this seemed to be fine. It's funny because when Mary said that she said that Daniel has some overrides. In fact, I have the actual text. I'll read what she said because it made me laugh. It warmed the cockles of my heart, and it also she said she emailed me yesterday. I just saw that Daniel Net has a collection of overrides for people to use. I know you've talked about wanting to try overrides, and one of these might get you started. And then she goes, dot, 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 dot. Or at least we could all watch you stumble through an attempt on a Watch Me Work segment. And it's funny because I thought, oh, okay, sure, I'll check it out. And then I realized, well, I didn't even have an idea for today's stream anyway. So I stayed up late last night getting all that stuff together. And of course, there's always something like that underscore in a name that throws you off. And I think that was happening to me at one point last night, and I didn't realize what. Anyways, yeah. So as far as topics go, this will be great because now I can do another override in something else or work on my sites and start doing more because I've got the basics in my head now. So that's good. I'm over the hump. All
If
right.
someone have questions, we can answer.
Yeah,
Or
sure. Yeah, I was just gonna say in chat, everyone, if you got a question or something to share or comment or something, while we're waiting for that, we had this really weird thing happen on Monday. Daniel, we had someone come on from Alberta,
yeah,
which is a province in Canada, so it's
yeah, in
just
Canada.
just yeah, east of me, and she could not see her Joomla site. She was getting a weird error message, and so I tried to look at it, and I got the error message. But Vinny, who's in Vermont, said that he could see it, and I think it was Ivor and John Mulholt in Europe. They could see it, but Mary in Washington State couldn't see it. So on Monday, there's some weird regional thing happening here in western northwestern uh, North America,
Yeah.
and I actually was having some other problems logging into some of my pages that I couldn't stay logged in to some like a thumbnail creation tool that I use. And so something really goofy was going on, and it was affecting a number of things on Monday. So I wanted to mention that to everyone. That I figured out afterwards that it was something regional. And the other thing that I found out was that I've used the VPN, virtual private network, for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first time, and I was able to connect through Chicago, and I could view the page, and all my other problems went away too. So it was just a strange local thing. So regional thing. All right,
Yeah.
Vinny asked. Vinny asked, when is Joomla 4 coming out?
Joomla 4 will be released when it will be ready. So we currently we have a chat about this with the PLT 2 weeks ago, and there is no schedule for now. It's too early because there is many things to do, and that a good question because I would like to join to ask everyone to join us for PBF 19 on Saturday. And if we have many people join us at this event, more Joomla 4 will be released early. We can debug and we can make it happen soon. So uh, join us at Pizza Bang and Fun, and thank you for your help.
Pizza, bugs, and fun. Yes.
Yeah, I know
Um,
I know you are joking, Vinny. No problem for your joke.
but pizza. Let's see. We got some. We got something that we can bring that up. Let me just go to. All right, because uh, let's see here. I got. I'm just looking at a screen here to get going to something. Okay. Uh, so, pizza bugs and fun is people getting together working on bugs and things in Joomla. It's Saturday, October the 19th,
Yeah.
and at 9 a.m. in the different time zones. Now, a lot of us don't have someone, a place nearby that we can go to pizza bugs and fun. But if you want, and I brought this up on the webpage, you can attend Pizza Bugs and Fun in Delhi, India. UTC UTC 5:30. JoomDev has this invite out here, so I don't know what's going to happen if they're going to do live stream. I saw this. I haven't talked to Chayton about it. I might offer up a Zoom link for that because that's like 11:30 at Saturday, 11:30 Friday night. If it's Saturday at 5:30. Anyways, it's I don't know what they have planned, but here's the Facebook link for JoomDev. Go over there, and if you don't have a Pizza Bugs and Fun near you, see what happens to what's going to happen in India, depending on what time. So, yeah, I did watch the live stream on how to get ready for that and create an account. That was on the YouTube channel for Joomla, wasn't it? Joomla Pizza Bugs and Fun. I wish there was one nearby that. Oh, here you go. Joomla 4. Here's the web page for it right here. Yeah, that's a good reminder. And you can join, host. There's a video and some pictures, sponsors to visit, and guides. Probably we want to check out guides and different things to get ready for that. So yeah, the more people, yeah, that's something else that that's something. Well, no, it's not. Overrides aren't that for me now, but how to test, and that's something I've got to figure out how to do so I can show other people how to do it. So get it all boiled down. Any other questions for Daniel? Daniel, what time is it there now? About 11 at night?
Yeah, 9:30.
Half past 9. Okay.
9:30. Yeah.
9:30. So you're 9 hours ahead of me.
You are on the west coast.
I am the left coast of Canada, and it is October, and we're getting ready for some of our good October storms coming in off the Pacific. So,
Oh, you're in Canada. I thought you were in USA.
nope, no, I'm in Canada, eh?
Oh, okay. Vancouver.
Vancouver Island.
Ah, okay.
So here, I'll put this up. Let's see here. Vancouver Island. We'll go to the map. So this is, if we zoom out, this is North America. We'll go in. This is Vancouver Island here.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I live, actually, anyone else can find this. This is, that's not, oh, here we go. That should say, oh, that's my home. I should be on there. I have my, oh, there we go. There's Cybersalt. But this is where I live here on
Oh, great.
Vancouver Island, yeah. And Mary is somewhere down here in Washington. Somewhere down here. So, yeah.
Okay, great.
There I am.
I
Right up
was
here in space.
I'm still in love with Vancouver.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
Vancouver.
yeah, Vancouver is fantastic. Yeah.
I've actually only ever been to Vancouver 5 or 6 times. I've been for we went on a cruise there. So we caught the ship there and then came back. I've been over there for maybe I've been over there 10 times, but I don't know the city that well. Chuck says, nope. Hmm.
No.
Yeah, Chuck, what are you saying nope to? Yeah, Vinny is over here in Vermont, which is here, bordering on Canada, another state that's right close
Yeah,
by.
yeah.
So,
Close Maine. Okay. Yes.
and you are in Brittany. Now, Daniel wants me to visit him, Brittany, and we're gonna try some escargot, right?
Yeah. Escargot and snails. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or frogs legs.
yeah. Frog's legs was the other thing that we were joking about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you should try. You should try once.
Well, I would, if I was there with you, I would try it once, yes,
Yeah,
and maybe many times after that.
probably.
You always hope that something exotic like that is something that you could like, because then you could order it somewhere when you're with people that normally wouldn't. Like, for instance, have you ever had beef tongue?
Yeah,
Like beef tongue, the tongue of a cow?
yeah,
Yeah, it's tasty. I like it.
yeah, yeah. It's good. It's
Yeah,
good.
thin slicely. It's a nice meat. So a lot of people think, oh, I'm not eating cow's tongue, but I tried it and I liked it.
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Have you ever had venison, like from deer?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, good. Very good. Yeah, yeah.
one of the some of the best meat I've ever tasted out here was buffalo.
Ah, buffalo.
Yeah,
Ah, I think I've tasted once, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Valerie says she's in Toronto, which I knew. Her mom was born in Lourdes,
Oh, yeah.
and she says escargots are wonderful avec de beurre, bien
Well, bien
sûr.
sûr. Brilliant, brilliant.
Valerie, are you bilingual or you just know enough like me to start a war? Ivor ate frog legs in Cambodia, but he
I don't
thinks.
know. I don't know if they are bigger, but maybe. I don't know.
And Hugh says we can come to the deep south, the Mississippi, and have real country cooking.
Ah, I need to come and visit United States and Canada. Yeah,
Yes.
I need to come and visit. Yes,
Yeah. And Vinny says bison meat is awesome.
never tasted. Never. Not
Okay,
yet. Not
I'm gonna
yet.
close Facebook here because I got text coming in. That's what's making all the noise. Yes. Then there's what else have I tried? I tried I was having lunch with someone at the military base, and I had calamari,
Hmm?
which is octopus legs.
Yeah, yeah, octopus.
And I found it a little bit rubbery. It didn't bother me because it actually is deep fried, so it's like, oh, this would be great. I was excited when I saw it was deep fried, and I thought, oh, I'm going to try this because that could be really cool if I really like this. But alas, it was just like, no, this is a little rubbery, not for me. So yeah. Well, everybody, anything else? I mean, I'm happy to stand around talking about things that we're trying, but some of you, like me, have businesses to run. So Chayton's always blaming me for keeping them. Not blaming. We procrastinate quite often on work that we should be doing. But yeah. Well, Daniel, have a good meeting.
Yeah, thank you. We have a question from Vinny. No,
Oh, okay.
get back on
Oh,
this.
to get back on subject of Joomla, just have to say, custom fields are his favorite part, and it was a game changer. Yes. Custom fields, that's another thing for me to get up to speed.
Yeah,
Mark DeChevre has a couple of things he's been waiting. If
yeah.
you listen to the interview, and so I'll contact him and get going on that.
Yes.
If I do enough of these live streams, I'll eventually learn how to use Joomla. Ivor's got a link here. This is something he'll think. This is something I will think about doing when I die. All right, let me just open up this video here and see what it is. Oh yes. That is everybody check that out after the stream maybe. But yeah, this guy died, and he played a practical joke on everyone there at the graveside. He actually had a message pre-recorded so that when the casket was in the bottom of the grave, it would start playing, and it's him talking to people. I watched it last night, so yeah.
I watch this. I watch this. I will.
Yeah. Vinny says he hopes the repeatable fields will encompass third-party fields, not just the few core ones. Do you know anything about that?
No.
No. Okay. I know that the repeatable fields. I know are why he's excited about it, because you can have a field but just keep adding things without having to create new fields and stuff. So, according to topic, I think for instance, with recipes, if I understand right, you create a repeatable field which is ingredients.
Yeah.
And then on each page, you can just keep putting them in more. If you have 5 ingredients for one recipe or 10 on the other. Did I say that right? Valerie says she's not bilingual. She can converse in French. Terrible grammatically incorrect French. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what repeatable fields are, right, Vinny? Yeah, there's a bienvenue. It's funny, bienvenue. I remember from my high school French. I think we mentioned this when we were recording the live stream. It didn't make the final cut, but a book that we read in French class, which was Le Marteau Rouge, the Bloody Hammer.
Yeah, Marteau Rouge.
Yeah. Vinny says I'm right about that, so good. All right. Any other questions? Any other comments? Any other things to share? So Daniel, if they have questions about your overrides, you're cool with them contacting you?
Yeah, no problem. You can contact me if you have any question. You can contact me. I will drop you my email address here on the chat so people can ask me question. Don't hesitate if you have an issue or idea how to improve them. No problem.
Okay. Yeah, there's Daniel's address there, and also you want to put your Twitter handle in there? And then people can have that.
Yeah.
I'll put them in the description too.
Okay.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on. Especially since I just let you know that it was last night for me, but it's early this morning for you, so it worked out well. Vinny says there's been talk of reworking them to allow other third-party fields like Regular Labs article field.
Yeah. Regular labs. I think you can talk about this with Marc Dechèvre if you have a chat or an interview with him. Marc will be able to answer this kind of question. This is a custom field specialist, I think.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Good one. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, good. All right.
Everybody, good night.
Yes, good night.
Good day, good morning, or everything you want.
Good. We could make it we could make Joomla like aloha. We could just say good Joomla.
Good Joomla, everyone.
Good Joomla, everybody.
Thank you very much, Tim, for your video, for your live, for your effort for Joomla. Very appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you for the question in the chat. Merci. And hope to get some message from you. And once again, don't hesitate if you have any question.
Sure. And yeah, and have a good meeting. Let me know if you want to get the word out on the podcast.
Yeah, yeah, I will. I will contact you if I have any information or any announcement, and we'll have an interview.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool. All right. Good night, Daniel.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
And everybody, Ivor, Vinny, Valerie, Mary, Chuck, Hugh, Brian, and others that were out there lurking. Sorry if I miss anybody. I don't think I missed anybody. Anybody that chatted, but especially everybody who's lurking and watching. Appreciate your support of the channel. And Mary, thanks again for the idea today. That worked out really well. And we'll see what happens next week. So, everybody, until we get talking again next, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.